Sponsored by Matson Farms, Sale Oil Company, Wade Incorporated, Paul's Texaco, Barnes Petty and Associates, Dunn, Marley and Harris Agency, CarQuest, Houston Distributing, Delta Renault, Phelps Brothers Furniture, Southern Duplicating, Neighbors GM Toyota, Dr. Michael Barr, North Delta Compress, Mid-South Farm Supply, Cable One, Backyard Burgers, Gateway Tire, Southwind Building Specialties, Bustin' Loose, Merkel & Koch Attorneys, First National Bank, Jimmy Sanders Seed Company, McElroy Insurance, Deposit Guarantee Bank, Holmes Petty, Terra Chemical, Lamb's Photography, Union Planners Bank, Henderson Drugs, and Graham Media.
Comes in 1-3, a Class 3A football team. They haven't started conference play yet. Lee Academy looking at a 2-1 record.
There's the kick away, and it's going to be fielded on the bounce by Freeman, and Freeman's looking at it, and the football is going to go out of bounds at about the 7-yard line. He watched that football for a long time, Rich, before he finally went out.
Well, the ball rolled out at about the 7-yard line, and I'm sure Oak Hill will start at the 35. They'll have relatively good field position to begin their first offensive series of the evening, as we have just started here from Lee Academy in Clarksdale, Mississippi. You know, I thought that first 10 minutes of our broadcast was probably the best 10 minutes that we've done so far this year, and nobody heard it.
Well, Rich, let me say this. We may be on the air at West Point now. I do not know if we are or not. If we are on the air at West Point, we'd like to welcome those listeners listening on WKBB 100.9. And if we're not on the air, we just violated probably every FCC rule in the history of the world that's sitting up here. But
we don't know any better.
You are listening to this football game in Clarksdale, however, on WKDJ 96.5.
I mean, look at my equipment, Albert. You can tell
The Oak Hill Raiders will break huddle, have the football first down and 10 yards to go from their own 35. They line up in a power I formation to the left, one wide receiver to the right. Colts are in a four-man front, and there's a pitch sweep to number 37, Donahue. And Donahue breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage and runs the football out close to the 40-yard line before he's knocked down. Gain of about 5 on the play, and a good opening play for the Oak Hill Raiders.
Spencer Foy, coming from his cornerback position, runs the ball carrier out of bounds on about the 40-yard line. It's going to be second down now, 2nd and 5 for the Raiders from Oak Hill. We have just started play here, 11:54 to go in the first quarter.
Colts will be in a four-man front with 4 linebackers. We'll get that lineup for you in just a minute. Oak Hill breaks huddle again in a 2 tight end set and a power I formation to the left. Quarterback Matt Word is under center, and there's a straight handoff to the fullback, and he piles out over the 40 to about the 42-yard line before Hayden Glenn Hall, along with Matthew Dunn, bring him down. Quarterback is Matt Word for Oak Hill, Rich. A good-looking kid. He's about 6'2", weighs about 191 pounds, a senior, and he brings up third down and about 3 yards to go for Oak Hill.
Oak Hill has to take the ball to the 45-yard line, their own 45-yard line. Big third down early in the ball game for the Colts to regain possession and have their first offensive series.
They line up in a power I formation. Colts are in a four-man front. They've got one wide receiver. There's a pitch to Donahue, and Donahue's in a lot of trouble. But he breaks a tackle and gets to the corner. It's going to have first down yardage, and it's going to be run out of bounds in Lee Academy Colt territory at about the 48-yard line. Colts had him hemmed in, Rich, and let him get away.
Well, it was the same play that ran from that formation, the first play of the ball game. They just pitched Donahue going wide left. They found the lanes kind of clogged up, so he decided just to reverse his field. And we had kind of overrun it just a little bit, but he came back, moved the ball across the midfield stripe to Lee Academy's 48, where they will have it 1st and 10. 11:07 to go in the first quarter. No score from Lee Academy.
The Raiders break huddle, send a wide receiver to the left and a wide receiver to the right, and line up in a straight I formation behind senior quarterback Word. Colts are in a four-man front with 4 linebackers showing blitz, and there's a handoff to Donahue. He's going to be tackled for a loss. Never got back to the line of scrimmage. Caleb Donovan, along with Bobby Spinks, Graydon Flowers, all in there for the Lee Academy Colts. Loss of 1 on the play, 2nd and 11.
Well, it's been kind of tight going for the two times they've tried to go right up the middle. Loss of 1 yard on that play, as you mentioned. It's going to be 2nd down and 11.
We're joined in the booth by Robert Faust, the 14th best golfer in Clarksdale.
14th. He's really come up in the standings.
2nd down and 11 for the Raiders. They send a wide receiver left, slot left, and they're in a split backfield. Colt still in a 4-man front. Word is going to give the football to the fullback, to the tailback, number 3. That's J.C. Weathers, and he's thrown for another loss back inside of, inside of Oak Hill's territory.
Bobby Spinks that time doing another great job.
And they're in a split backfield. Colt still in a 4-man front. Word is going to give the football to the fullback, to the tailback, number 3. That's J.C. Weathers, and he's thrown for another loss back inside of, inside of Oak Hill's territory.
Bobby Spinks that time doing another great job, just knifing in and knocking him to the ground. Another loss of yardage, about a loss of 1.5, really. Brings up 3rd and 13 now.
3rd down and 13 yards to go for the Oak Hill Academy Raiders. They break huddle, 2 wide receivers to the left. Split backfield behind Word. Colts in a 4-man front showing blitz. Here we come. There's a fake, the option pitch to Donahue, and Donahue is going to get the yardage lost plus about 2 extras, but he's going to be short of the first down by about 7 or 8 yards, and it's going to bring up 4th down for the Raiders with 9:44 to go in the first quarter.
Well, just Donahue taking a pitch from the quarterback and going to the far side of the field again. Picked up some positive yards, but not enough for the first down. Taylor Howell will be dropping back to field this punt.
Punting for Oak Hill will be number 82. That's Jason Gaskin. And Taylor Howell will get back inside of his 15-yard line at about the 10 to get this punt. Gaskin gets a high snap but pulls it down. Colts almost block it. Gets the kick away. Taylor Howell is going to field the football at the 10. Running laterally is going to be knocked down at the 10. Might have got back to the 11. Good coverage by the Raiders.
Excellent coverage that time by the red-helmeted Raiders from Oak Hill out of West Point. They converged on Taylor Howell rather quickly, giving him nowhere to go. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Colts. 9.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Lee Academy will take over on their own 11-yard line.
Colts will throw a new wrinkle in tonight, Rich. We're going to run a wishbone formation. We're going to start off in a wishbone with 2 tight ends. I see Bill Joe Denton in the football game, and Dooley will be close, and Joshua Brunt and Taylor Howell are the running backs out of the wishbone. First time this year we run it from this position in our field, but Taylor Howell runs the football out over the 15-yard line to about the 16-yard line. Gain of about 4 on the play. Let's call it 2nd down and 6. How many cheerleaders we got, Rich?
Half the student body.
9:10 to go in the first quarter. No score. Colts first possession, second play. Lunsford's under center. Dooley close. Brunt and Howell are the running backs. 2 tight end set, wishbone. They're in a 5-man front. Lunsford barking out his signals, may be checking off. We give it on misdirection to Taylor Howell. Taylor Howell gets off right tackle and will have first down yardage out over the 20 to about the 23. Think, Rich, the Colts just think they can control the line of scrimmage, and we're just going to try to knock them off the ball.
Well, we're running tackle to tackle right at the moment. It's been effective. They moved the ball out over the 20. They'll have it 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line. 8:45 to go in the first quarter. No score. Lee Academy has the ball for the first time tonight.
Bill Joe Denton and John Hayes are bringing the plays in from Coach Ricky Weiss. They will alternate at the other tight end spot opposite of Graydon Flowers. Wishbone formation, pitch sweep to Joshua Brunt. Looking for a block, gets to the corner, gets a block into the secondary, and down the sideline goes Brunt. And Brunt's going to be knocked out of bounds at about the 47-yard line. Wishbone formation, pitch sweep to Joshua Brunt. Looking for a block, gets to the corner, gets a block into the secondary, and down the sideline goes Brunt. And Brunt's going to be knocked out of bounds at about the 47-yard line. And a good game by Joshua Brunt. First down yardage for the Lee Academy Colts out over the 45 to the 47. First down and 10 yards to go.
Hey, we've talked all year about the hard running of Joshua Brunt, that sophomore at 190. He's going to be a good workhorse in the stables of the Colts.
John Hayes gets into the football game, replacing Denton. And Rhett Rusko leads the offensive line out. Hayes will be lined up on the left-hand side. Graydon Flowers on the right. Wishbone formation. 5-man front for Oak Hill. Straight off left tackle to Joshua Brunt. Just power football, Rich. We're inside of Oak Hill's 45, down to about the 42 or the 43.
I think it's going to be awful close to a first down. I think it's going to be just short, though. It's going to bring up second and inches, I'm going to call it.
8:04 to go in the first quarter of the football game. Colts have been in the wishbone formation this whole drive. Rusco leads the offensive line out. Spinks and Marley, Luster, Williams, Denton, and Flowers. Wishbone formation, 5-man front for Lee. Lunsford gives it on misdirection to Taylor Howell off right tackle. He's got first down yardage inside the 40 down to about the 35. Coach just dominating the line of scrimmage, Rick.
Well, there's no question they're just manhandling the Raiders from Oak Hill. This drive started on the 11-yard line of the Colts, and that's the 5th play of this series, the third first down that the Colts have had. 7.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Ball sitting at the Oak Hill 39-yard line, 34-yard line. Lee Academy moving.
They're just about ready for a pass, Rich.
How about the tight end?
Lunsford under center, 5-man front for Oak Hill. Colts have not passed yet. We're in the wishbone formation. Pitch sweep to Taylor Howell. Cuts up, gets inside of the end, gets inside the 30, down to about the 25. Just good blocking up front by the Lee Academy Colt offensive line. The lead backs. Gain of about 9 on the play. 2nd down and 1 for the Colts. We're eating up yards in big chunks, Rich.
Well, this type game that we're seeing right at the moment has the ingredients for being a real quick football game tonight. Keeping it on the ground, let the clock run, eat up the yardage, score points.
6:53 to go in the first quarter. No score, Colts driving. Wishbone formation, 5-man front for the Raiders. Lunsford's under center, barking out his signals. Pitch sweep to Josh Brunt. Down the left side, Brunt cuts inside, picks up big yardage again. Inside the 20, down to about the 17-yard line. Rich, we're running on them the way Jay ran on us last week.
Just continually. They haven't figured us out yet and even shown any effort to be able to stop us.
And there's a timeout on the field which called on behalf of the football players by the officials. We'll pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt Football on WKDJ. Second down and 6 yards to go for the Colts. Pitch sweep around the left side to Joshua Brunt. Brunt runs inside the 10 down to about the 7-yard line before we knock down. And we have been officially notified, Rich, we are not doing the football game in West Point. So we don't have to worry about calling out any of their players' names.
Looks like it's going to be a timeout for a measurement. Lee Academy awful close to a first down. If that's the case, they'll have it first and goal from about the 7-yard line.
Timeout for a measurement. Rich, Delta State at home tomorrow.
Valdosta State, 7 o'clock. We'll be on air at 6:30. Want to invite anybody that can. Picking tomorrow. Come on down. 4 o'clock barbecue feast, man. Can't beat that deal.
And stretched out. First down and goal to go for the Lee Academy Colts from inside of Oak Hill's 10-yard line down to about the 7.
Remember, this drive started on the Lee Academy 11-yard line. And purely a ground attack that we are seeing ground out at the moment.
5:30 to go, 5:31 to go in the first quarter. No score, Colts threatening. Colts come out in a wishbone formation, 2 tight end set, 5-man front for Oak Hill. Lunsford gives the football off right tackle to Taylor Howell. Taylor Howell gets close to the goal line, Rich, but I don't think he got in.
Well, they're going to mark it about the 1/2-yard line.
Colts just lining up in a wishbone formation. Talked to Coach Weiss before the football game. He said he wants to reestablish the domination of the offensive line.
Get the line of scrimmage won back by the Colts, the men in green.
Second down and less than a yard to go for a touchdown. Colts knocking on the door. Rhett Rusco. Colts in a wishbone formation. Straight handoff to Dooley, who did not run it a single play on the drive, but punches it in the last 3 yards. Oh, he ran one play? Excuse me. But Dooley got a touchdown. Kevin Dooley. And the Colts are on top 6-0. Colts get their kicking team into the football game. Spencer Foy will attempt the extra point. Taylor Howell will do the holding. Graydon Flowers will do the snapping. So the Colts took their opening possession 89 yards for a touchdown, and Spencer Foyle will now attempt the 7th point of the night. Kick is up. Kick is good. Colts 7, Oak Hill nothing. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football on WKDJ.
In the first quarter, Lee Academy must be taking advantage of some extra time the officials are giving them, because it seems to be like we're an awful long time
Awaiting
this kickoff. But here they come. They've broken the huddle.
Spencer Foyle will tee it up at the 40. Freeman and Donahue are deep. Donahue's a good runner, Rich.
He is a good runner. He's their power eye guy.
Pavai.
He kind of reminds me of Bobo Cato running the ball.
Foy has it teed up at the 40.
The way Bobo Cato used to run the ball. Kind of the way he hits a golf ball, though.
Freeman and Donahue are deep. Kick is away, and it's a low kick that's going to be fielded by Freeman at about the 7-yard line. He's trying to get back up the sidelines. Chet Crook's going to knock him down. Chet Crook knocked him down inside the 25 with a little bit of help from Dooley. And Oak Hill will take over first down and 10 yards to go from their own 23-yard line.
We don't normally do this, but I promised my youngest son we would. We want to congratulate Coach Drew Brown and Coach Rocky Fedrick and the Old Course Junior High Cougars yesterday. They went to Tupelo and knocked off the Tupelo Junior High, whatever they're called, Wave, I reckon.
Golden Wave.
Golden Wave, 26-22, so.
And the Lee Academy coach, Junior High, traveled to Jackson yesterday and played an outstanding game, but came up on the short end against the Prep Patriots. There's a straight handoff to the fullback. He's out over the 25 to about the 26 before he's knocked down by Hayden Glenn Hall, along with Peter Williams. Gain of about 3 on the play. Second down and 7 yards to go for Oak Hill.
4:24 to go in the first quarter.
Colts on top 7-0. Coaches got their new shirts on tonight, Rick.
They're looking good, too. Not a pass thrown in the first quarter so far.
Split backfield, 1 wide receiver. Straight handoff to the fullback and Hayden Glenn Hall, along with Dooley, along with Spinks, along with Caleb Donovan, all stopping for no gain. Might have lost a yard on the play. Third down and 8 yards to go.
Ball sitting just across the 25-yard line of Oak Hill. Another third down situation they're faced with.
Oak Hill has about, talking to the coach before the football game, Coach Flynn, he said they have got about 7 starters that were projected as starters when the year started that are not playing tonight. Straight back to throws word, runs a draw play. Donahue's going to be tripped up. On a nice play by Kevin Dooley. Might have lost a yard, got back to the line of scrimmage at best, brings up 4th down and 8 yards to go. He said they have got about 7 starters that were projected as starters when the year started that are not playing tonight. Straight back to throws word, runs a draw play. Donahue's going to be tripped up. On a nice play by Kevin Dooley. Might have lost a yard, got back to the line of scrimmage at best, brings up 4th down and 8 yards to go for Oak Hill. And they get their punting team into the football game. Lee Academy coach will get their punt receiving team into the game. And Taylor Howell will get deep to receive the kick off the toe of Jason Gaskin.
This could be the one that Taylor Howell takes back all the way. What do you think?
Taylor, I hope so. Taylor Howell is standing at the 40-yard line. Snap is back, and it's a good snap, and it's blocked. Brett Solavila blocked it, and the Colts are going to have it. First down and 10 yards to go inside of Oak Hill's 30-yard line at about the 26. So Brett Solavila, Taylor, I hope so. Taylor Howell is standing at the 40-yard line. Snap is back, and it's a good snap, and it's blocked. Brett Solavila blocked it, and the Colts are going to have it. First down and 10 yards to go inside of Oak Hill's 30-yard line at about the 26. So Brett Solavila, who has come very close to blocking a couple this year, blocks it. It was recovered by number 22, John Hayes. And the Colts have it first down and 10 yards to go from inside of Oak Hill's 25 at about the 22. Lunsford gets into the football game. I believe the Colts are going to shift out of the wishbone formation, and we do. We send a wide receiver to the right. That's Spencer Boyd. A wide receiver to the left, Jimmy John Baum. Our formation behind Lunsford. Lunsford barking out his signals, going to run the option play, pitches it to Taylor Howell, and he's got a lot of running room, and Taylor Howell breaks a tackle and scores a touchdown. Colts lead 13-0 with 2:47 to go in the first quarter. We send a wide receiver to the right, that's Spencer Boyd, and a wide receiver to the left, Jimmy John Baum. Our formation behind Lunsford. Lunsford barking out his signals, going to run the option play, pitches it to Taylor Howell, and he's got a lot of running room, and Taylor Howell breaks a tackle and scores a touchdown. Colts lead 13-0 with 2:47 to go in the first quarter, and we get Spencer Foy into the football game to attempt Lee Academy's 14th point of the night. Holding will be Taylor Howell. Kicking will be Spencer Foy. Snapping will be Graydon Flowers.
Good job that time by Jimmy John Baum, causing some interference as Taylor Howell was able to get to the sidelines, the near sidelines, and just kind of tiptoe on into the end zone. Points after turnovers will kill you.
Spencer Foy will kick. Taylor Howell will hold. Flowers will snap. It's back. It's up. It is good. Colts lead 14-0. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football on WKDJ. Freeman and Donahue are deep. They're standing at about the 5-yard line awaiting the referee's whistle to get this football game back underway. 2:47 to go in the first quarter. Colts have struck like lightning, and there's a good kick that's going to be fielded at about the 4-yard line by Freeman. He has to go back and get it. And I guess they say that the momentum of the football carried into the end zone, which means it's got to come out to the 20. But it looked to me like, Rich, he ran back into the end zone.
Well, I think he picked the ball up about the 1-yard line, and then as he was trying to head upfield, he just ran back into the end zone.
You cannot, if the football goes into the end zone with its own momentum, you cannot run it out in high school.
I understand that. Nevertheless, Oak Hill will take it 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
And they break huddle and send a wide receiver left, slot left. And they're in a split backfield. Coach still in a 4-man front. Got fresh uniforms in the game, Rich. We'll get some of those numbers. There's a draw play to Donahue. He's going to be knocked down by the Colts. I see big Matt Dodrell in there, along with Sparky Lusher at defensive end. And looked like Dooley in on the play, too. And Rusko's in there. So Rusko and Dodrell, two of our beefier guys, to say the least, are in the football game at defensive tackle.
2nd down 11 for Oak Hill. 2:35 to go in the first quarter. Lee Academy leading 14-0.
See Brett Solavila out there at one corner. And I guess that's the only straight back to throws word. Looking, get pressure now. Dodrell's all over him, along with number 58, Sparky Luster, along with Rhett Rusko. And Word's knocked back inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line. And I guess that's the only straight back to throws word. Looking, get pressure now. Dodrell's all over him, along with number 58, Sparky Luster, along with Rhett Rusko. And Word's knocked back inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line. Not only are we going to have a pig picking down there in Cleveland tomorrow, Rich, we'll likely have one here tonight.
3rd down and 21 for the Raiders from Oak Hill as they're moving backwards consistently here. If they don't do something good on this play, they're going to give the Colts an opportunity for, once again, to have great field position.
Matt Word is a good-looking kid, the quarterback, 6'2", 195 pounds. They line up with 3 wide receivers now, 4 wide receivers, 1 running back behind Word. They bring motion back to the left, and there's a handoff to Donahue. He breaks a tackle. He's a hard runner, Rich. Runs the football all over the 15-yard line to about the 16 and bring up 4th down and a long way for Oak Hill with 1:23 to go in the first quarter. Colts will get their kickoff receiving, their punt receiving team into the game. And Taylor Howell will get deep. He'll be standing at about midfield. And Gaskin will be standing inside of his 5-yard line at about the 3 to punt. The last time he punted it, we blocked it. Snap is back. Solavila almost got it again, and Gaskin gets a driving kick that drives Taylor Howell back inside of the 40, and there's a clip on the play, and Taylor Howell breaks a tackle, and Taylor Howell runs the football inside of the 30 down to about the 28-yard line, and number 3 for Oak Hill, who last time he punted it, we blocked it. Snap is back. Solavila almost got it again, and Gaskin gets a driving kick that drives Taylor Howell back inside of the 40, and there's a clip on the play, and Taylor Howell breaks a tackle, and Taylor Howell runs the football inside of the 30 down to about the 28-yard line, and number 3 for Oak Hill, who was on coverage, and it's going to be a clip call against the Lee Academy Colts.
Well, it's going to be a semi-controversial call. There's some up here in the press box that didn't see it as a clip.
But I tell you what, on Graham Media's playback on Tuesday night, we will be able to tell for sure.
Because it will be probably subject to the replay.
It'll be subject to the Sound Center instant replay, I'm sure.
Well, they're going to bring the ball back. The flag's laying at the 45-yard line. The clip actually happened at about the 43. Well, we've got a Lee Academy player shaking up
and
on the play.
I personally thought it was a clip.
Okay.
But the video will show Tuesday night.
John Hayes getting a big hand as he's assisted off the field here.
John was shaking up a little bit, Rich,
on the fumble recovery.
On the fumble recovery. So I believe it's an ankle. It looks like he's rolling his ankle over there.
15-yard penalty against the Colts being marked off. They'll start their drive now at the 30-yard line. It's 41 seconds to go in the first quarter. They're up 14-0.
The Colts will start off first down and 10 yards to go, 70 yards from the promised land. And we break the huddle and send Spencer Foy wide to the right, Jimmy John Baum wide to the left. Dooley and Howell are split behind Lunsford, and Lunsford straight back to throw. Throws a football to Jimmy John Baum, who breaks a tackle, and down the sidelines he goes, and Jimmy John Baum is going to be drugged down inside of Oak Hill Academy territory's 45-yard line at about the 42. Dooley and Howell are split behind Lunsford, and Lunsford straight back to throw. Throws a football to Jimmy John Baum, who breaks a tackle, and down the sidelines he goes, and Jimmy John Baum is going to be drugged down inside of Oak Hill Academy territory's 45-yard line at about the 42.
Oak Hill showing a little respect for the receivers for the Colts. They're playing kind of soft, and Jimmy John Baum took advantage of that. Lunsford spotted him as he just went across about 5 yards deep and turned around. Then turned back toward the sidelines, was able to pick up additional yardage. It'll be 1st and 10 for Lee Academy from the Oak Hill 41-yard line.
Everybody will get plenty of playing time tonight.
I think everybody
Split
will.
backfield behind Lunsford. Wide receivers right and left. 5-man front for Oak Hill. Lunsford barking out his signals, going to give the football to the fullback Dooley. On the veer, Dooley breaks a tackle into the secondary. Dooley's inside the 20. He's bullying his way inside the 10. He's knocked down to the 6.
Just a good, hard run that time by Kevin Dooley.
Wide receivers right and left. 5-man front for Oak Hill. Lunsford barking out his signals, going to give the football to the fullback Dooley. On the veer, Dooley breaks a tackle into the secondary. Dooley's inside the 20. He's bullying his way inside the 10. He's knocked down to the 6.
Just a good, hard run that time by Kevin Dooley. Just right up the middle, veered off to his left or the near sidelines, and just really ran over one guy and just finally made his way down to about the 7-yard line, where Lee Academy will have it 1st and goal to go again.
Leading 14-0.
Coach Faust is acting as though he may be giving us the bye-bye sign. That's kind of the way Fairweather fans are.
William Barons leads the offensive line out. Colts are in an I formation, and there's misdirection of Taylor Howell, and he's stuffed in the backfield. We were going to run a counter out of the I formation. Youngster for Oak Hill just got in the backfield and knocked Taylor down for a loss back at about the 11-yard line. 2nd down and goal to go from the 11, and the first quarter's over. First quarter's over. Colts lead 14-0. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football on WKDJ. 2nd down and goal to go for the Lee Academy Colts just outside of the Oak Hill Academy 11-yard line. Let's call it 2nd down and goal to go from the 12. Colts get, see, number 56 in the game for the Lee Academy Colts. That's Thornton Marley. Hard to look different with his britches taped on there. Colts line up in the wishbone now, 2 tight end set. Second down and goal from the 12. Pitch sweep to Joshua Brunt. Got a lot of blockers in front of him, and Brunt bulls his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Colts lead 20-0, 11:54 to go in the second quarter of the football game. Second down and goal from the 12. Pitch sweep to Joshua Brunt. Got a lot of blockers in front of him, and Brunt bulls his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Colts lead 20-0, 11:54 to go in the second quarter of the football game. Colts get their extra point team into the game. Spencer Foy will attempt. Taylor Howell will hold. Graydon Flowers will snap. Good crowd on hand tonight, Rich.
Excellent crowd tonight. First play of the second quarter, Joshua Brunt goes to the far side, 12 yards. Just like there was nothing to it, Albert.
Spencer Foy will attempt the extra point, trying to get Lee Academy's 21st point of the night. Snap is back. It's a good one. Foy kicks it up. The kick is good. The Colts lead 21-0. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football on WKDJ. 40. Freeman and Donahue are deep to receive for the Oak Hill Raiders. Colts lead 21-0, scoring on the first play of the second quarter. And this could get ugly.
Well, the dealer's got 21.
There's a high kick that is going to bounce at about the 15-yard line and be fielded by Freeman. Freeman's going to be knocked down by Chet Crook. Just short of the 30-yard line. Let's give him the 30. First down and 10 yards to go for the Oak Hill Raiders from the 30-yard line. Colts, I'm sure, will get some fresh jerseys into the game now.
Oak Hill will take over first and 10 from their own 30, trailing 21-0.
Flowers and Spinks will be your defensive ends. Donovan and Hayden Glenn Hall, the attacker. We got our first defense in the game except for our right corner, who's being played by Brett Solovila. Word straight back to throw, looking, gets pressure, throws the football. It's going to be caught by the tight end Gaskin over the 40 to about the 43-yard line. A nice throw and a nice catch from Word to Gaskin.
Excellent throw that time by the quarterback Word. He just set up and rifled it over to the far sidelines. Good catch, first down for the Raiders from Oak Hill.
11:42 to go in the first half of the football game. Colts lead 21-0. Oak Hill breaks huddle. Colts in a 4-man front with 4 linebackers. Oak Hill's got a wide receiver to the right and a wide receiver to the left and a split backfield. Word's going to run the draw play to Donahue. Donahue's going to break a tackle at the line of scrimmage and going to get into the secondary. He's going to run the football inside of Lee Academy Colt territory. Short of the first down by a little bit, but a nice run by Brett Donahue. Good runner, Rich.
Looks like he's going to wind up about a yard short. It's going to be second down and 1 for Oak Hill as they cross into the Colt side of the field. They'll have it second and 1 from Lee Academy's 46-yard line.
Gain of about 9 on the play. And Oak Hill breaks huddle, wide receiver right, wide receiver left, split backfield. Quarterback Word is trying to run a quarterback sneak to get the first down. I don't know if he got it or not.
I don't think they're going to give it to him. Looks like he's going to be, you know, he may have picked up looks like they're going to get a good mark on the official from the far side.
And it will be a first down for Oak Hill. That was Donovan, along with Peter Williams. Hayden Glenn Hall all stacking the quarterback Word up as he attempted a quarterback sneak. 10:45 to go in the first half of the football game. Colts lead 21-0.
Oak Hill has it first and 10 from the Lee Academy 45-yard line as they're into their 4th offensive possession of the evening.
They break huddle and a split backfield, wide receiver right, wide receiver left. Word is going to run the dive play to Donahue, and Donahue just going to run the football inside of Lee Academy Colt territory down to about the 40-yard line. Gain of about 5 on the play. Second down and 5 yards to go. Donahue is a good runner.
Donahue on the carry. It's going to be second down and 5 from the lead 40.
10:05 to go in the first half of the football game. Need to say hello to the Over the Levee gang, Rich.
The Over the Levee guys, I know they're listening.
They say they listen every Friday night.
If they'll ever come to a game, we'll get them in, won't we?
And we'll buy them some iced tea.
That's right.
Words under center. Colts in a 4-man front, showing blitz. Straight handoff to number 3. That's J.C. Weathers. Weathers is knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Might have got a yard on the play. Hayden Hall and Bobby Spinks on the play for the Lee Academy Colts. 3rd down and 4 yards to go for Oak Hill.
9:25 to go in the first half. Lee Academy up 21-0. Will Goss doing a good job down with the ground camera for Graham Media.
Everybody tune in Tuesday nights for the Graham Media replay. I hadn't watched all year, Rich.
Well, you need to watch it.
I will.
I can tell you why you're probably not watching it, but I won't.
Straight back to punt throw is Word. Getting great pressure. Is going to be knocked down. Back at about the 48-yard line, Joshua Brunt, Bobby Spinks, along with Graydon Flowers in there, Rich. And straight back to punt throw is Word. Getting great pressure. Is going to be knocked down. Back at about the 48-yard line, Joshua Brunt, Bobby Spinks, along with Graydon Flowers in there, Rich. And really, I'm going to tell you, it really looked to me like they eased up on him a little bit. What you think?
Well, I think they did. Just pouring in from all sides. Oak Hill found nowhere to go, but backwards. And they mocked the ball at the Lee Academy 48. It's going to be 4th down and 14. They've got to get to the 35. They've dropped back in punt formation. Taylor Howell standing around his 15, going to field it.
Gaskin will punt, gets a good snap, and gets the kick away, and this is another driving spiral that will drive Taylor Howell back inside the 10 at about the 5-yard line, and he's looking for a little lane, and is going to be run out of bounds. Out over the 20 at about the 23-yard line. Before he's knocked down, the Colts will take over. 1st down and 10 yards to go from their own 22-yard line.
A little bit early to be talking about next week, but we'll be on the road again next week. Be at Bio next week.
Be the Bio Academy Colts next week.
It'll be their homecoming. We'll be broadcasting from the stands.
Oh, that's right. We don't have much down for press box facilities down there.
We just sit up on the top row.
Wide receiver left, slot left. I formation for the Colts. Lunsford barking out his signals, may be checking off. Fumbles the football and picks it up and gives it to Joshua Brunt. So we got Brunt and Taylor Howell in the backfield at the same time. Brunt's playing the fullback position out of the eye, and Bradley Lunsford dropped the snap, picked it up, and gave it to him, and still picked up 4 yards on the play. 2nd down and 6 yards to go.
Just under 8 minutes to go in the first half of play. Once again, Lee Academy scoring 3 times. Oak Hill scoring no times. 21-0 is the score.
Jeffrey Clark checks into the football game for Jimmy John Baum. He's split to the left. Slot left is Spencer Foy. Brunt close. Taylor Howell deep out of the eye. We're going to run the option play, and Bradley Lunsford's going to be knocked down for a loss. Good defense that time by Oak Hill, and we were going to run the counter option, and Lunsford's knocked down. No gain on the play. Might have lost a yard. 3rd down and 7 yards to go.
Jamie Gaskin, I think that's his name, Jason Gaskin in on the stop for the Raiders.
Colts jumped out to an early 21-0 lead. Might have relaxed just a tad. We send Jimmy John Baum wide left. Spencer Foy slot left. Lunsford looking at a Oak Hill Academy blitz, and we're going to run the option play, and Lunsford's going to keep it. Going to be knocked down for no gain. They're just going to make Lunsford run the ball. They're not going to let Taylor Howell get it on the wing anymore, and brings up 4th down and 7 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. First time they've stopped us tonight. Jimmy John Baum will punt. Graydon Flowers will snap, and they'll get number 82 Gaskin along with number 22 Freeman deep to receive the punt off the toe of Jimmy John Baum, number 2.
Graydon Flowers. Flowers will be snapping the ball from about the 24-yard line.
Gets a good snap. Jimmy John Baum gets the kick away, and it's a high driving spiral that's going to drive Gaskin back at his own 30-yard line. He's looking for a lane. Jake Mitchell's going to run him down, Rich. Number 85, Jake Mitchell, ran him down inside of the 30-yard line at about the 29, And that's where Oak Hill will take over. John Baum gets the kick away, and it's a high driving spiral that's going to drive Gaskin back at his own 30-yard line. He's looking for a lane. Jake Mitchell's going to run him down, Rich. Number 85, Jake Mitchell, ran him down inside of the 30-yard line at about the 29. And that's where Oak Hill will take over. First down and 10 yards to go from their own 29.
Good job by Mitchell that time, just getting downfield. Gaskin never got anywhere but lateral movement on the football field. He caught it at about the 30 and just ran sideways. Jake Mitchell down real good for the Colts. First and 10 for the Raiders. The ball sitting just short of their own 30-yard line.
Timeout is called by the officials for a heat timeout, and we'll just keep it right here, Rich.
Well, you know, they had such a quick one the last time.
You want to give us some details on Del State tomorrow?
Well, Del State plays Valdosta State tomorrow. Valdosta, Georgia is where those guys are from. Perennial powers in the Gulf South Conference, national champions. Not last year, but always a good contest. Del State has had their number the last 2 years, though, going to Valdosta last year and beating Valdosta and beating them when they were the #1 ranked team in the nation 2 years ago.
And they were coached by Mr. Hal Mummy, who's now the coach at the University of Kentucky.
That's exactly right.
And is the coach of Tim Couch,
the Heisman Trophy candidate from Kentucky.
See Matt Dodrell checking into the game for the Colts. One defensive tackle slot. First down and 10 yards to go for Oak Hill. He's bringing out Hayden Glenn Hall. So the Colts will get a lot of young players, a lot of playing time tonight.
I would be surprised if anybody on the green-shirted Colts didn't get to play some tonight.
Here's siren, Rich.
Oh, yeah, something going on. There's Matthew Douglas on crutches. He's had a little work done on him.
Had major knee surgery about 2 weeks ago, and good to see Matt back out walking around, even if it is on crutches. So
Corey
wish him luck. See Corey Lancaster down there in street clothes.
Corey said he'll be back next week.
Four-man front for the Colts. Split backfield, two wide receiver set for Oak Hill. They're going to run a pass play down the middle. The ball's thrown. It's going to be tipped away by Taylor Howell, number 81. That is Bradley Minitry. He was open, and Taylor Howell just came out of nowhere, Rich, and knocked it away. Split backfield, two wide receiver set for Oak Hill. They're going to run a pass play down the middle. The ball's thrown. It's going to be tipped away by Taylor Howell, number 81. That is Bradley Minitry. He was open, and Taylor Howell just came out of nowhere, Rich, and knocked it away.
Great job that time by Taylor Howell, just coming from the far side of the field and getting a hand on the ball at the last moment, knocking it to the ground. Like you said, though, Minitry had a step on the Colts. Good pass that time, but second down and 10.
6:05 to go in the first half of the football game.
Ball sitting at the Oak Hill 30-yard line. They trail 21-0.
Matt Dodrell and Caleb Donovan are your defensive tackles. Graydon Flowers and Bobby Spinks are your defensive ends. Word's going to run a bootleg, back to throw, looking. It's going to be knocked down and hit really hard. Coach putting great pressure on Word. Caleb Donovan gets up limping just a little bit.
That was Brunt, Baum, and looks like Spinks in on the pressure that time for the Colts.
Colts bringing their outside linebackers just in a blitz. Caleb Donovan's going to come off, running off on his own power. Looks like he might have a little sore ankle there. May have rolled over on it a little bit. He might have seen his last action of the night.
Got a little tape on it.
And let's see who replaced him. Rhett Rusko replaced him at defensive tackle. So Rusko and Dodrell are your tackles. Spinks and Flowers are your ends now on their defensive front. There's a quick pitch to Donahue. Joshua Brunt is going to knock him out of bounds along with Solo Vila. Out to about the 32-yard line. Is going to bring up fourth down. That was just old scat play, Rich. That's what we used to call it.
Down at Benoit?
Yep.
Did y'all have any other plays?
Scat right, scat left.
Was you the scat back?
No, man. Taylor Howell will get deep to receive.
5:54 to go in the first half, 21-0 Lee Academy.
Gaskin will punt. Taylor Howell standing inside of his 35 at about the 33. Good snap this time. Gaskin gets the kick away. And it's a kick that's going to be fielded by Howell at the 35. Looking for a lane, got a block, now breaks a tackle. Now he's in a lot of trouble. He's going to be knocked down at the 42-yard line. Colts will take over, first down and 10 yards to go from their own 42.
Got a Colt, little slow getting up.
That's Peter Williams. So number 79, Peter Williams, shaking up on the plate. I can't tell what it is.
Matt Daldrell will come in and take his place.
Looks like he might just have the breath knocked out of him the way he's kicking his legs right there. If you ever had the breath knocked out of you really bad, Rich, you think you're dying.
Looks like there's a penalty on the play, too, known as holding. As indicated by the officials, being marked off against the Lee Academy Colts.
I believe he got the breath knocked out of him. He might have had his solar plexus knocked up into his throat.
Colts penalized for holding, going to take over first and 10.
From their own 31. 5:40 to go in the first half of the football game.
21-0 is our score. Lee Academy on top.
Jimmy John Baum goes wide to the left. Spencer Foy wide. There's no way 22 can guard Jimmy John. We're in a split backfield. And Lunsford's under center, straight back to throw. Throws it complete to Jimmy John Baum, and Baum is going to be tripped up. We're going to throw that hook and go in a minute, Rich, and he's going to score a touchdown.
Pick up about 6 yards on the play, closer to 5, really. It looks like it's going to be second down and 5. The Lee Academy Colts, the ball sitting at their own 36-yard line.
Jimmy John Baum goes wide left. Spencer Foy goes wide to the right. Dooley and Howell will be the running backs. They'll be split behind Lunsford. Tight end Graydon Flowers, and not even guarding him. Now they're looking, throws over the middle to Graydon Flowers. He catches it. Graydon Flowers breaks a tackle inside of Oak Hill's territory down to about the 45-yard line. There's a flag on the play. This may be a face mask.
I think it probably is a face mask.
Tight end Graydon Flowers, and not even guarding him. Now they're looking, throws over the middle to Graydon Flowers. He catches it. Graydon Flowers breaks a tackle inside of Oak Hill's territory down to about the 45-yard line. There's a flag on the play. This may be a face mask.
I think it probably is a face mask in the direction that it was thrown, just at the where Graydon was running the ball. But we're going to find out in just a minute. The flag sitting officials discussing it at about the 47-yard line. That's going to be a clip.
Clip against Lee Academy. We didn't have anybody there to block. It didn't look to me like.
Well, we'll watch that on Graham Media.
There wasn't anybody within, looked like 10 yards of Graydon to me. He must have got confused.
Well, confused or not, they're fixing to mark off 10 yards from the 47-yard line.
And going to negate a really nice play.
As a matter of fact, he marked off more than 10 yards. He marked off 15 on the clip.
That's a clip.
Correct.
Second down and 5 yards to go for the Colts. So a nice throw and a nice catch from junior quarterback Lunsford. The senior tight end Graydon Flowers is negated. Brett Solovila gets into the football game replacing Spencer Foy. Jimmy John Baum goes wide to the left. Solovila will go wide to the right. Dooley is close. Taylor Howes deep out of the I formation, and we're straight back to throw. Going to run a draw play. Taylor Howes into the secondary. Taylor Howes down the sidelines looking for one block. He's not going to get it. It's going to be run out of bounds inside of Oak Hill territory at about the 41-yard line. So a nice draw play against the Oak Hill Raiders. Dooley is close. Taylor Howes deep out of the I formation, and we're straight back to throw. Going to run a draw play. Taylor Howes into the secondary. Taylor Howes down the sidelines looking for one block. He's not going to get it. It's going to be run out of bounds inside of Oak Hill territory at about the 41-yard line. So a nice draw play against the Oak Hill Raiders. The Colts have it first down and 10 yards to go inside of Oak Hill territory at the 41. Colts are leading 21-0 with 4:49 to go in the first half of the football game.
And they have it first and 10 from the Raiders' 41-yard line as they move to the line of scrimmage.
Lunsford under center, straight back in the pocket to throw. Gets great protection, throws the football to Spencer Foy, who catches it inside of the 35 down to about the 31-yard line. Going to be a gain of about 9 on the play. Good protection for Lunsford that time, and a good throw and a good catch. Short of the first down by about a yard.
It's second down and 1 from between the 31 and 32 in Raider territory.
Really need to say hello to Ann Bailey tonight, Rich.
Okay, why don't you say hello to Ann?
She's not in town, but probably need to say hey to her anyway. Wide receiver right, wide receiver left for the Colts, high formation. 5-man, Oak Hill Raider front. Lunsford is going to fumble the snap, going to pick it up, and going to get first down yardage inside the 30. Looked like the center snapped it before Bradley was ready for it. But that's 2 dropped snaps tonight.
First and 10.
Leads to a first down, though. First and 10 for the Colts. The ball's at the 29-yard line of the Raiders.
Something that I know that Coach Ricky Weiss will not be satisfied with, because drop snaps can cost you games. 3:50 to go in the first half of the football game. Colts line up in an I formation. Wide receivers left, 2. Graydon Flowers is lined up on the right-hand side. There's a pitch sweep to Taylor Howell. He gets a great block from Kevin Dooley, and Taylor Howell's going to score a touchdown. I tell you, Rich, that was a touchdown, but our center and quarterback are having trouble with the exchange.
29 yards that time by Taylor Howell. Just
Graydon Flowers is lined up on the right-hand side. There's a pitch sweep to Taylor Howell. He gets a great block from Kevin Dooley, and Taylor Howell's going to score a touchdown. I tell you, Rich, that was a touchdown, but our center and quarterback are having trouble with the exchange.
29 yards that time by Taylor Howell, just taking a pitch from Bradley Lunsford and coming to the near side of the field. As you said, a great block by Dooley, number 42. Sprung him loose, and he was able to waltz right down the sidelines for a touchdown. 27th point of the night for the Lee Academy Colts. 3.5 minutes to go in this first half, and this game is
Out of hand.
out of hand.
Taylor Howell will tee it up at the 10. Graydon Flowers will snap. Spencer Foy will attempt Lee Academy Colts' 28th point of the night. Snap is back. It's a good one. The kick is up. It is going to be no good wide to the left. Colts lead 27-0. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football on WKDJ. Who are standing deep inside of their 5-yard line awaiting the kick from Spencer Foy. Donahue's moved over, Rich. He and Freeman have swapped positions, so they're trying to get him the football on the kickoff. And Spencer Foy gets the kick away, and it's a high kick that's going to be fielded by Donahue at about the 9-yard line. He's coming right back up the middle. Colson hadn't tackled him yet. And Donahue's down the sidelines. We finally drag him down by the shoulder pads over there. Number 58, Sparky Luster for the Colts. Down there covering on for special teams for the Lee Academy. Coach drags Donahue down, but not before he runs the football out over the 40 to about the 42. First down and 43. First down and 10 yards to go for the Raiders from that point.
3:22 to go in the first half of play from Lee Academy here in Clarksdale.
See some fresh jerseys out there. See number 64 in there for the Lee Academy Colts. That's Christopher Carter. And number 62 also. No, that's not 62. Who is that, Rich? That's 72. That's Brian Litton. And Donahue carries the football out over the 45 to the 47, gain of 4 yards on the play, second down and 6. Rich, you got to help me keep up with these fresh jerseys. .259 to go in the first half of the football game. Colts lead 27-0. Straight handoff in there to Donahue. And he runs the football out very close to first down yardage inside of Lee Academy territory at the 48-yard line. Makes it third down and 1 yard to go, 2:29 to go in the first half of the football game. They line up in a 2 tight end set, 1 wing back to the right, split backfield, Colts in a 4-man front. There's a handoff to the tailback. He's tripped up by Bobby Spinks.
You know, depending on where they mark this ball, it could be just short.
Going to be very close to a first down, but we're going to have timeout for a measurement.
Tell you, it looks like to me he might be just a little short, but the angle I'm at may mean that he's got his first down.
Chris Carter and Brian Litton getting some playing time at defensive tackle for the Colts now as they stretch the chain out, and it is going to be short by about 3 inches.
He's got 4th down and 3 knuckles to go, really.
1:58 to go in the first half of the football game.
They trail 27-0, Oak Hill that is, and I'm sure they'll be going for it. And I would think you'll either see the quarterback or Donahue carrying the ball.
Coach will walk everybody up to the line of scrimmage. Coach will be in a 4-man front, really an 8-man front. And there's a quarterback sneak, and he's going to get first down yardage inside of Lee Academy's 45 to about the 44. Tackle out there by number 64, Christopher Carter. And Oak Hill has first down and 10 yards to go from Lee Academy's 44-yard line. 1.5 minutes to go in the
first half
of the football game. They line up in a shotgun formation now. Two wide receivers left, one to the right. There's a snap back to Word. He's looking, throws it complete to Gaskin, the tight end. And number 85, Jake Mitchell over there from a cornerback position is going to knock him down.
Gaskin that time just in the right flat really should have just run on out of bounds, stopped the clock, but he didn't. So pick up a 4 on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and about 6 for Oak Hill. The ball sitting at the Lee Academy 39-yard line.
1 minute to go in the first half of the football game. They're lining up in the shotgun formation again. 4-man defensive front for the Colts. We're not putting a lot of pressure. Now here's the football. It's going to be incomplete. Intended out here for number 81. That's Bailey Minitree. Coverage by Solavila, Chet Crook, and number 9, Matthew Dunn. Also number 30, Bill Joe Denton in the game. Coach got a lot of fresh shirts in the game on defense, Rich.
They do indeed.
3rd down and 6 yards to go for Oak Hill. They trail 27-0. Words under center. Colts in a 4-man front. He's straight back to throw. Over the middle to his big tight end. He catches it. Jake Mitchell knocks him down along with Chet Crook, Kevin Dooley. But a nice throw and a nice catch from Word to Bailey Minitree. And there's a timeout call by Oak Hill. Timeout is on the field. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football on WKDJ. First down and 10 yards to go for the Oak Hill Academy Raiders from West Point, Mississippi. Home of Bryan Brothers Meat Packing. Home of Old Waverly, where the 1999 U.S. Women's Open in golf will be played.
Next year.
And they're in a power I formation to the right. And they're fake a play and going to look downfield. Throw is going to be knocked down by Solavila in a good play. Brett Solavila knocks it down from the big split end Bailey Minitree as he ran a post corner. And Solavila got his left arm in there and knocked it down. 34 seconds to go in the first half of the football game. Colts are leading 27-0.
2nd down and 10 for the Raiders. They're moving the ball from the 26-yard line of Lee Academy.
They line up in a power I formation again to the right. One wide receiver to the left. That's Minitree. Words under the center. Runs a fake draw again. Looking. Throws the football deep downfield. Another post corner to his tight end. That was Gaskin. And it was underthrown and incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 10 yards to go for Oak Hill.
Gaskin looked like he could have had a little bit better position than the Colt defenders, but he just was in the wrong position to make the catch.
Pretty good crowd over there made the trip up from West Point.
And a nice crowd for Lee Academy
Good
tonight.
crowd for Lee Academy. Graydon Flowers comes out of the football game at defensive end. Sparky Luster's in the game. So Luster and Thornton Marley are your defensive ends now for the Colts. We're in a 4-man front. They're in a shotgun. We're trying to get him. Sparky Luster's got him knocked down and let him get away. Chris Carter missed him. Word looking, throws. It's going to be almost intercepted by Solovila. Good pressure that time by the Colts, Rich, but Word got outside of the containment and threw the football down incomplete, intended for...
Looked like Minatry again.
Minatry, and good coverage by Brett Solovila, almost an interception.
Almost had it, but not quite. 4th down, though. 4th and 10 for the Raiders.
With 19 seconds to go in the first half of the football game.
And they're trailing 27-0.
Colts bring out Marley and Luster and insert Spinks and Flowers at defensive end. So that's where we're doing a lot of substituting now. Out of the shotgun, Word straight back to throw, looking, throws, it's going to be caught. But it looks like it may be short of the first down, Rich. We'll wait and see. Now the way they're spotting, it looks like he may have it.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to have it by about a yard.
That was Minatry, who got first down yardage inside of Lee Academy's 20 down to about the 15-yard line, and we'll have first down. Timeout's called by Oak Hill. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt Football on WKDJ. First down and 10 yards to go for Oak Hill. Word sprints to the right to throw, looking down in the end zone, throws it incomplete. Overthrown, intended for Minatry. Coverage down there by Taylor Howell. 8 seconds to go in the first half of the football game. 2nd down and 10. Down and to go doesn't mean a lot, Rich.
Not now. 8 seconds left on the clock before this first half will be history. That ball last thrown by Word, thrown through the back of the end zone. So they will have it 2nd down now.
Coach for Oak Hill is kind of standing out in the huddle almost. I see the referee telling him to get off the field. They line up in a power I formation. They send Minatry wide to the left. He's got pretty good hands. There's a pitch sweep to Donahue. He's going to throw the football, and it's going to be knocked down. Good coverage down there by the Colts. 1 second to go in the first half.
Good clock operator at have us in the halftime by now. But anyway, it's going to be 3rd down. Oak Hill's going to have one more opportunity to get into the goal. Did you hear what I said about a good clock operator?
Yeah. It's obvious. Never mind. 3rd down and 10 yards to go with 1 second to go in the first half. Colts lead 27-0.
You know, one of the coaches listed for Oak Hill is Tommy Clark. I just wonder if that's Tommy Earl Clark, who is the brother of Nick Clark.
Absolutely is. Coach Nick Clark's brother. And they line up in a shotgun formation on the last play of the first half. And he's going to be hit and knocked down. It's going to be picked up by Graydon Flowers, but they're going to call it an incomplete pass. Good pressure that time by the Colts. Knocked Word down for a loss. Colts lead at halftime 27-0. We're going to send it back to Greg Whitaker at the station for some recorded music. This is Lee Academy Colt Football on WKDJ.
Lee Academy High School Football 1998. Sponsored by Matson Farms, Sail Oil Company, Wade Incorporated, Hall's Texaco, Barnes Petty and Associates, Dunn Marley and Harris Agency, CarQuest, Houston Distributing, Delta Renault, Phelps Brothers Furniture, Southern Duplicating, Neighbors GM Toyota, Dr. Michael Barr, North Delta Compress, Mid-South Farm Supply, Cable One, Backyard Burgers, Gateway Tire, Southwind Building Specialties, Bustin' Loose, Merkel & Koch Attorneys, First National Bank, Jimmy Sanders Seed Company, McElroy Insurance, Deposit Guarantee Bank, Holmes Petty, Terra Chemical, Lamb's Photography, Union Planners Bank, Henderson Drugs, and Graham Media.
And Taylor Howell and Spencer Foy are deep to receive, and the kick is away. It's an onside kick that is going to be recovered by Oak Hill. So Oak Hill has not quit as they attempt an onside kick and recover it inside of Lee Academy Colt territory at the 43-yard line. Oak Hill will take over. First down and 10 yards to go from Lee Academy's 43. So the Colts caught napping just a little bit, Rich, and Oak Hill recovers an onside kick.
And they'll start off, as you said, first and 10 from the Lee Academy 43-yard line.
They're huddled up 25 yards away from the ball.
They're expecting a penalty.
And they break huddle and come to the line of scrimmage and send a wide receiver to the right, a slot to the right, and a split backfield behind Word. Colts are blitzing. Jimmy John Baum fixed to get all over him, and they fumble the football. And it's going to be picked up by Rusco. And Rhett Rusco runs it inside of Oak Hill Academy territory at the 41-yard line, and Jimmy John Baum blasted Matt Word, Rich, and he's shaking up on the play. A slot to the right and a split backfield behind Word. Colts are blitzing. Jimmy John Baum fixed to get all over him, and they fumble the football, and it's going to be picked up by Rusco. And Rhett Rusco runs it inside of Oak Hill Academy territory at the 41-yard line, and Jimmy John Baum blasted Matt Word, Rich, and he's shaking up on the play.
He's laying in midfield. Red Rusco very alertly, though, picking up that loose ball, running like his father probably ran in his days. Move the ball down. It's going to be spotted at the Oak Hill 41-yard line. It'll be first and 10 for Lee Academy once they assist the injured Raider from Oak Hill.
That's their quarterback, Rich, Matt Word, and looks like he might have had the wind knocked out of him. He's up under his own power and will walk off. And I'm going to tell you for a fact now, if I had my conference schedule coming up, I wouldn't risk getting any of my main kids hurt in this football game.
Well, I tell you what, he was like a hamburger patty with the pieces of bread attached to him, being the white green shirts of Lee Academy. But Lee Academy starts first and 10 from the Oak Hill 41.
Jimmy John Baum wide left, Spencer Foy wide right. Split backfield, Lunsford back to throw. Throws it out here. It's going to be caught by Spencer Foy inside of the 35-yard line down to about the 32-yard line where he's knocked down. A little curl-in pattern by Spencer Foy. Nice throw and a nice catch. And Mr. Lunsford hadn't missed a pass tonight.
Has not. Looks like it's about a 9-yard pickup. It's going to be second and 1. I tell you, Mr. Lunsford also took a good shot that time just as he released the ball.
So Lavilla and Jeffrey Clark get in the football game, replacing Jimmy John Baum and Spencer Foy. So two fresh wide receivers in the game. Dooley close, Taylor Howell deep in the I formation. 5-man front for Oak Hill. They're showing blitz. Lunsford may be checking off. Lunsford barking out his signals, runs a pitch sweep to Taylor Howell, gets into the secondary, gets a great block, and Taylor Howell runs the football inside of the 20 down to about the 18-yard line before he's run out of bounds. Lunsford barking out his signals, runs a pitch sweep to Taylor Howell, gets into the secondary, gets a great block, and Taylor Howell runs the football inside of the 20 down to about the 18-yard line before he's run out of bounds. Colts leading 27-0 with 10:55 to go in the third quarter.
Got caught a little sleepy there on the onside kick to begin the second half. But first play from scrimmage, Oak Hill quarterback Word was just sandwiched, as they say, and fumbled the ball. Lee Academy's picked up, and in 2 plays, they moved the ball down to the 18-yard line of Oak Hill, threatening again, leading 27-0 with 10:55 to go in the third quarter of play.
Chet Crook is in the football game at tailback along with Taylor Howell. We're in a wishbone formation. There's a handoff to Crook. Chet Crook fights inside of the off left tackle, runs the football inside of the 5, and runs very close to a touchdown as he's going to be knocked down at about the 1-yard line. So Chet Crook is in the football game at tailback along with Taylor Howell. We're in a wishbone formation. There's a handoff to Crook. Chet Crook fights inside of the off left tackle, runs the football inside of the 5, and runs very close to a touchdown as he's going to be knocked down at about the 1-yard line. So Chet Crook, know who wears number 5 for Lee Academy. He is a 11th grade running back, 5'10", 160, starting free safety on defense, but gets limited action on offense, runs the football inside of the 5 down to about the 1-yard line. Rhett Rusco leads the offensive line out. Colts will remain in a wishbone formation, and I bet we give it to Crook again. or off left tackle. No, we're going to give it to Taylor Howe. Taylor Howe runs into the end zone untouched. Colts lead 33-0, and we'll get our extra point team into the football game to attempt the 34th point of the night. Spencer Foy will be kicking, Taylor Howe will be holding, and Graydon Flowers will be snapping.
4 plays and in for the Colts that time as they move the ball successfully right down the field after the turnover.
And Spencer Foy will attempt the 34th point of the night. Snap is back. It's a good one. The kick is up. Lee Academy leads 34-0. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football on WKDJ. At the 40, and Donahue and number 20. Can't tell who that is, Rich. That's number 80, Eli Lasky. A back deep to receive, and Foy's kick's going to be fielded by Donahue at the 10-yard line. Right back up the middle he comes, breaks to the outside, gets good yardage again before he's run out of bounds. So a good bit of running by Donahue. Kid runs hard, Rich.
Absolutely runs hard. 31-yard return that time. Oak Hill will put this ball in play at the 41-yard line.
See a lot of fresh people in the game for the Lee Academy Colts. There's Brennan Chapman in the football game for the Colts. He will be playing, looks like a cornerback, number 16. And there's a handoff to Donahue, and Matt Dodgel is going to knock him down. Matt Dodgel, along with Thornton Marley, helped out by Dooley. Knocked down Donahue, gain of about 3 on the play. Second down and 7 yards to go. 9:57 to go in the third quarter. Colts lead 34-0.
See Bill Joe Denton in the ball game for the Colts.
Jake Mitchell's in the game at one outside linebacker position. Bill Joe Denton's playing one outside linebacker position. There's a handoff to 37, Donahue. Donahue just tries to get to the right side. He's knocked out of bounds close to midfield. Matt Word is not in the football game, Rich. He is sitting on the sidelines over there.
Recuperating from that last hit he took when he fumbled the ball that led to the Colts.
And number 82, Jason Gaskin, one of theirs is listed as an end, is playing quarterback.
Also their punter, is he not?
He is their punter.
Gaskin in at quarterback.
Third down, 3rd and 2 for the Raiders from Oak Hill. 9.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. They trail 34-0.
Gaskin's under the center. Backs are split. And they're going to give it straight ahead to number 3, Weathersby, and he's going to be knocked down by Rusco along with Sparky Luster. Number 77, Matt Dodgel in there. Short of the first down by about a yard. 4th down and a yard to go. Colts lead 34-0. And it hadn't been that close. Split backfield for Oak Hill. Wide receiver right, slot right. There's a straight handoff to Donahue, and I don't think he got it, Rich. Matt Dodgel along with Matthew Dunn.
Well, I tell you, he's going to have a real favorable spot here to pick up that first down.
I just saw the linesman on this side signal first down the other way, and that's what it is. Lee Academy Colts have held them on 4th down and a yard. Well, the Colts make them turn it over. Colts will get some fresh football players in the game. See number 11, Wynn Cox up here getting a play from Coach Ricky Weiss. But you see his first action of the year. So we'll try to get all these numbers in the football game. I'm sure, as everybody knows, Wynn Cox is coming off of an injury, and he's in for the first time this year, and it's good to see him out there. Clark goes wide to the left. Solavila's wide to the right. We got a whole second unit in the football game with the exception of our center, William Barron. Dooley's close. Taylor Howe's deep out of the I formation. Cox, there's a flag on the play. It's going to be a delay of game. Chet Crook is the tailback now. Dooley is the fullback. So Taylor Howe's getting a break, well deserved. And there's a 5-yard delay of game step off against the Lee Academy Colts.
Jeffrey Clark in the ball game now for the Colts.
He's playing one wide receiver along with Brett Solovila. Looked like Joshua Brunt was shaking up a little bit in the first half, Rich. He's been sitting on the bench over here the whole second half. Dooley's close. Chet Cook's deep out of the eye. Wynn Cox is your quarterback. There's a handoff to Chet Crook off right tackle. He fights out over the 45-yard line to about the 47 or the 48. Going to get about 3 yards of the penalty yardage back, Rich, and going to bring up second down at about 12 yards to go. Clint Walton along with Jake Mitchell checking into the football game, bringing out Clark and Solovila. Jake Mitchell goes wide to the left. Walton is wide to the right. Split backfield now. And Wynn Cox is under the center, barking out his signals. And there's Wynn Cox is going to keep it on the option and going to dance inside the 50-yard line into Oak Hill territory down to about the 48-yard line. So Wynn Cox showing a little bit of speed, Rich. Pretty quick out there.
Not bad. It's going to bring up third down and 7, where it's a long 7 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the third quarter here from Lee Academy. 34-0 is our score in this ball game.
Benny Matthews checks into the football game at one of the wide receivers, replacing Jake Mitchell. Wynn Cox has got Kevin Dooley close. Chet Crook deep out of the eye. And there's a handoff to Chet Crook. And Chet Crook's going to fight down to about the 44-yard line. Going to be short of the first down by about 4 yards. And will bring up fourth down for the Lee Academy Colts.
Ball's going to be spotted at the 45-yard line. They've got to get almost to the 40, so it's going to be a little bit less than 5 that they got to go, and Lee Academy will be going for it here on fourth down.
Colts send in Brendan Chapman and Coleman Middleton, I believe, Rich. Yep, the 2 wide receivers. William Barron leads the offensive line out. Tight end is Michael Fondren. Fourth down and 4 yards to go. Cox barking his signals out, gives the football to Dooley, and Dooley is not going to get it, and Oak Hill's going to take over. First down and 10 yards to go from their own 43-yard line. So they stopped the Colts on downs that time, and Oak Hill Academy Raiders will take over. First down and 10 yards to go from their own 43.5-yard line. Kevin Dooley's coming off the football field a little bit slow, might have been shaken up a little bit. A lot of fresh shirts in on defense. There's an official's timeout for the Heat. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football on WKDJ. First down and 10 yards to go for the Oak Hill Academy Raiders, having just stopped the Lee Academy Colts on a fourth down play.
Just as the Lee Academy Colts stopped the Raiders on fourth down just a moment ago, kind of battling this third quarter, you know, between the 40s.
See a lot of fresh people out there. Matthew Horton for the Lee Academy Colts. Number 64, Christopher Carter. Number 72, Brian Litton, all in the football game for the Colts. There's a pitch sweep to Donahue. Donahue's going to get to the corner. Is going to be knocked down in very close to midfield by Matthew Dunn, along with number 22, John Hayes, out there for the Lee Academy Colts. Number 66 for the Colts. That's Mason Sanders will check into the football game at defensive end, bringing out Thornton Marley. So the only remaining starter in the football game on defense is Matthew Dunn and Chet Crook. Oak Hill will give the football straight ahead to Donahue. Donahue breaks into the secondary and runs the football inside of Lee Academy's 40 down to about the 39 before he's knocked down. Richard Chrisman checks into the football game for the Colts along with Matt Dodrell. So Chrisman and Dodrell will be the 2 defensive tackles for the Lee Academy Colts. 5:40 to go in the third quarter of the football game. Colts lead 34-0. Now Dodrell comes out of the football game. Colts got too many players in there, and there's a timeout called by the Colts. Colts call timeout. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football on WKDJ. Oak Hill has it first down and 10 yards to go from Lee Academy's 39-yard line. It'll be a long drive back to West Point tonight, Rich.
I mean a long drive.
There's a pitch out here to number 21 for Oak Hill. He runs the football around the right side, knocked down over there by John Hayes. Give him about 6 yards on the play, 2nd down and 4 yards to go.
5:07 to go in the third quarter, 34-0 is our score here. And as you said, it's going to be a long drive back to West Point, Mississippi, because the only thing left to determine about this game
is the ultimate margin
that of victory.
Of the Colt victory. 2nd down and 4 yards to go for Oak Hill. And they line up in a split backfield, give the football to Donahue. Donahue fights inside of Lee Academy's 30-yard line before John Hayes, along with Brennan Chapman. And number 63 for the Colts, Matthew Horton, knock him down. Matt Daldrell checks into the game, replacing Richard Chrisman. First down and 10 yards to go for Oak Hill. They trail 34-0. Clock is mercifully running.
And a good clock operator had this game over in a hurry.
There's a straight handoff in there to their tailback, and he fights inside the 25 down to about the 20. They were in motion, but the referee, Emmett Simpson, is not going to call it. I believe that was Daniel Cobb that ran that football.
Pick up a 7 on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 3.
3:50 to go in the third quarter.
Ball sitting at the 21-yard line of the Colts.
Colts lead 34-0. They line up in a split backfield. Wide receivers, 2 of them to the right. There's a straight handoff in there to the tailback to Cobb again. And Cobb runs inside of the 20 down to about the 16 before Dunn and Daldrell. Number 72 for the Lee Academy coach, Brian Litton, bring him down. '66 Mason Sanders is in the football game. William Barron will check into the football game now at one of the defensive line positions, along with Dooley. And they will bring out Litton and Dunn. John Hayes is the other inside linebacker now, along with Dooley. Gaskin runs a quarterback sneak and is going to have first down yardage, I think, as he's going to give him the spot down to about the 15-yard line. That's where the Colts knock him down. 2:46 to go in the third quarter. Number 29 for the Colts, Michael Fondren, will check into the football game. Oak Hill calls a timeout. Timeout is on the field. Colts lead 34-0. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. For the Oak Hill Academy Raiders, they trail 34-0 with 2 minutes and 41 seconds to go in the third quarter of the football game. And they are over getting their instructions, their last-minute instructions from Coach Phil Flynn. And they break huddle and go to the line of scrimmage, and they line up in a split backfield, wide receiver right, slot right. Gaskin, the substitute quarterback, sprints to the right to throw. Looking, is going to be hit, and the football is going to fall loose, but it's going to be called an incomplete pass. Was that William Barron, Rich?
It looked like William Barron that time.
William Barron back
the
there putting great pressure. Gaskin, the substitute quarterback, sprints to the right to throw. Looking, is going to be hit, and the football is going to fall loose, but it's going to be called an incomplete pass. Was that William Barron, Rich?
It looked like William Barron that time.
William Barron back
the
there putting great pressure on backup quarterback number 82, Jason Gaskin. Brings up 2nd down and 10 yards to go.
Came close to an opportunity to intercept that ball.
2:32 to go in the third quarter. Colts lead 34-0. They break huddle. Split backfield, wide receiver left, slot left. Colts still in a 4-man front. Gaskins under the center, runs a pitch out here to number 3, Weathersby. Weathersby gets down inside the 5-yard line, very close to the goal line, before Michael Fondren, along with Brennan Chapman, knock him down. Michael Fondren and Brennan Chapman. Looks like Brennan may be shaking up just a little bit, but he's staying in the football game. Michael Fondren, the older brother of Hunter Fondren.
First and goal for the Raiders from Oak Hill.
Thanks for hopping in there, Rich.
34-0. Gets a little slow, doesn't it?
2:14 to go in the third quarter. Clock is running. Really good clock operator to have this game over with in just a minute or two. There's a pitch sweep to Donahue. Donahue is going to break a tackle and going to run into the end zone for a touchdown. Oak Hill scores to make it 34-6. Senior running back Brett Donahue runs it in, and Lee Academy's lead is cut to 28, and they will attempt to cut it to 27 as they get their extra point team into the football game.
Good job that time by Donahue, just outrunning the Colt defenders.
Number 82, Gaskin. He does everything, doesn't he, Rich?
Yeah.
Will attempt the PAT. Coach will attempt to block it. Snap is back, it's high, it's pulled down, the kick is up. Kick is good. 34-7 is our score. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football on WKDJ. Taylor Howell and number 21, that's Sol Avila, are back deep to receive the kick from Jason Gaskin. And he approaches the football and gets the kick away. There's another onside kick, and this time the Oak Hill is going to get it again. So they tried another onside kick. Colts failed to come up with it. And Oak Hill gets it inside of Lee Academy Colt territory at the 47-yard line.
Just a classical old onside kick that time by Oak Hill. Ball went the necessary 10 yards.
Now, Rich, I'm going to tell you something.
Lee Academy could not handle it. Oak Hill will have it first and 10.
I really hate to say this,
Go ahead, tell me.
We have semi-called the dogs off. Semi allowed them to score a touchdown, and then they kick an onside kick to get the ball back. I really would put my first team back in. If it was me now, but
it ain't you.
It ain't me. Second down and 6 yards to go on a 4-yard gain by Oak Hill.
1:20 to go in the third quarter. 34-7 is our score.
Jones Luster checks into the football game for Horton.
Ball sitting at the 44-yard line of Lee Academy.
They're in a split backfield, wide receiver right, slot to the right. And they're going to give the football to the tailback, and he's not going to go anywhere.
Wrapped up at the line of scrimmage.
Colts number 66, Mason Sanders, along with number 53, William Barron, doing a good job. That was Weathersby, number 3, and brings up third down and 7 yards to go. Big play for the Colt Young defense is in the football game. Here's a little option pitch out here to number 80. That's Lasky. Lasky gets to the corner. He's going to be knocked down inside of Lee Academy territory at the 29, where Michael Fondren makes the tackle.
It's going to be good enough for an Oak Hill first down. The ball is going to be first and 10 from the 29-yard line of the Colts. 13 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Might not get another playoff before the third quarter comes to an end.
Particularly since Oak Hill lines up for their huddle about, as you said, 20 yards deep.
8 seconds to go in the third quarter. Might get this playoff. They're in a split backfield. The center's under there. The quarterback's under there. The quarter's over. Colts lead 34-7. Third quarter's over. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football on WKDJ. For the Oak Hill Academy Raiders, they have it inside of Lee Academy Colts 30-yard line at the 29. Colts are in a 4-man front with 4 linebackers, and the quarterback Gaskin is going to give the football to Donahue off right tackle, and he fights inside of Lee Academy's 25 down to about the 21-yard line before he's knocked down by Jake Mitchell along with Brett Solavila. along with number 22, John Hayes, and Mason Sanders, all in there for the Lee Academy Colts, doing a good job.
Pick up of 6 yards on the play, brings up 2nd down and 4. Ball sitting at the 22-yard line of Lee Academy. 11 and a half minutes to go in this ball game. 34-7 is the score. Lee Academy way ahead.
Gaskins going to give the football to the fullback. That's Donahue again. He gets first down yardage inside of Lee Academy Colts 20, down to about the 16-yard line.
It would appear that the officials are just going to call the grievous errors now because there's motion.
Once again in motion. 11 minutes to go in the football game. Clock is moving. Fans are leaving. The wind is blowing.
And the rain, it ain't.
And they were having a little problem getting some players in the field here.
You think that good crowd was attributed to that great halftime show we had of all the dancers?
We probably had a few grandmamas and granddaddies in the stands tonight.
3 different groups of dancers here tonight.
There's a handoff inside to the tailback for Oak Hill. He runs inside the 10 down to about the 8-yard line. That's Lasky.
Going to be just short of a first down. Brings up 3rd down. 3rd and about 1.
Second and about.
Correction, 2nd and 1. 10:05 to go in the ball game. Oak Hill threatening once again to put some points on the board.
That was Eli Lasky, the runner that time. They line up in a split backfield. Wide receiver left, slot left. Gaskin under center, marking out his signals. They got to call this one, as they had some players that jumped off sides. That'll be a 5-yard step off against Oak Hill.
I think if there are more than one that jump, they will call it. If only one, they're not going to call it.
There's the 5-yard step off, backs it out to about the 13-yard line.
Going to be 2nd down and 6. 9:40 to go in this ball game.
And they break huddle. We're in a 4-man front. They're in a split backfield. Gaskin is your quarterback. They jump again.
That can make it 2nd down and 11.
Another 5-yard step off against Oak Hill, and the coach is really mad. There's timeout on the field. On behalf of Oak Hill, we pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt Football on WKDJ. Driving, but have been bitten by the penalty bug twice on this drive, and now they have it 2nd down and 12 yards to go. Gaskin, this time they fumble the snap, but Gaskin gets back on it and is going to bring up, actually going to gain about a yard on the play. Let's see. Let's call it 3rd down and 11 yards to go.
Well, I can tell you there was motion again that time, but like I said, it's got to be multiple motion now before it's called. 9 minutes to go in this ball game and counting. 34-7 is the score. Lee Academy on top.
They send a wide receiver to the left, a slot to the left. 3rd down, 11 yards to go. Gaskin gives the football to Donahue. Donahue is going to be run out of bounds at about the 14-yard line. It's going to bring up 4th down. They got to get to about the 7, Rich, so it's going to bring up 4th down and about 7, 6 maybe. 8:30 to go in the football game. Clock is moving. Let's call it 4th and 7 with 8:22 to go in the football game. Gaskins under the center. Gives it straight ahead to number 80, Lasky, and Lasky fights inside the 10 down to about the 6-yard line, maybe the 5. It'll be 1st down and 10 yards to go for Oak Hill from that point.
Looks like they're going to mark it right at the 5-yard line, so it'll be 1st and goal for Oak Hill at the 5-yard line. Just under 8 minutes to play in this ball game. Oak Hill once again threatening.
Colts have not had the football hardly at all on offense this half.
Not this half.
They line up in a split backfield. Wide receiver left, slot left. Gaskin gives it to Donahue right up the middle. Donahue gets to the goal line and scores. 34-13, Oak Hill will attempt the 14th point of the night. Their 14th point of the night. Coach really eased up on them, Rich.
Colts have only scored one time this half, and that might have been the only time that they've had the ball. And that came to them by way of a turnover.
Now we had the one possession that Wynn Cox quarterback.
That's correct.
Number 7, Jay Wood will hold. Number 22, Freeman will attempt the extra point. 34-13 is the score. The snap is back. The kick is up. The kick is good. 34-14 is our score. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football on WKDJ. Lee Academy Colts this time have our onside kick receiving team in the football game. Gaskin has it teed up at the 40. We've got 9 men inside the 40-yard line, and Gaskin kicks an onside kick that's going to be recovered by the coach, Jimmy John Baum, and he fights inside the 50. He's running the football down to about Oak Hill's 45-yard line.
Jimmy John Baum fielding that kickoff on about the 49-yard line of the Raiders from Oak Hill. Just picked it up off the ground and muscled his way back to the 45-yard line. Lee Academy will take over 1st and 10 from the Oak Hill 45-yard line, leading this contest 34-14. But as Albert said a little while ago, not as close as the score indicates.
Brittany Matthews will go wide to the left. Coleman Middleton will be in the slot to the left. Colts are in an I formation. Dooley is close, and Chet Crook is deep. Wynn Cox is your quarterback. There's a pitch sweep to Chet Crook. Chet Crook is going to be tackled for a loss. Back at about the 46-yard line. 7:05 to go in the football game. Colts have really eased up on them this half.
Chet Crook doing a good job. He was initially hit about the 49-yard line, was able to get back to just short of the line of scrimmage. A loss of 1 on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 11.
Clint Walton, along with Benny Matthews in the football game. Jake Mitchell is now your tailback for the Lee Academy Colts. Kevin Dooley is close. Jake Mitchell is deep. Out of the I formation, there's a pitch to Jake Mitchell, and Jake Mitchell's going to be thrown for a loss. Back to about the 46-yard line in Lee Academy Colt territory. Loss of about 6 or 7 on the play. Makes it 3rd down and 18 yards to go.
Jake looked like he had a little hard time getting control of the ball.
3rd down, 19, and 6:07 in the ball game.
Colts send Jeffrey Clark wide left. Coleman Middleton's wide right. Mitchell and Dooley are split behind Wynn Cox. They didn't have Wynn Cox's first pass as a Lee Academy varsity player. Straight back to throw, looking, throws it. It's going to be caught by Jeffrey Clark. Nice spin move. Down the sidelines he goes, breaks a tackle. And Jeffrey Clark gets inside the 40 down to about the 37-yard line. So Wynn Cox, sophomore number 11, completes his first pass as a Lee Academy Colt, Rich. Have Wynn Cox's first pass as a Lee Academy varsity player. Straight back to throw, looking, throws it. It's going to be caught by Jeffrey Clark. Nice spin move. Down the sidelines he goes, breaks a tackle. And Jeffrey Clark gets inside the 40 down to about the 37-yard line. So Wynn Cox, sophomore number 11, completes his first pass as a Lee Academy Colt, Rich.
Nice pickup on the
Jeffrey
play.
Clark makes the reception, his first reception as a Lee Academy varsity Colt. And it brings up 4th down and about 3 yards to go for the Colts.
Little spin move the ball right on down to the 37-yard line. They've got to get just across the 35-yard line, so it's going to be 4th down and a long 2 or a short 3.
Rhett Rusko leads the offensive line out, and Wynn Cox will be your quarterback. Dooley will be close, and Jake Mitchell will be deep out of the I formation. Wynn Cox is going to call timeout. We looked a little confused. Timeouts on the field on behalf of the Lee Academy Colts. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football on WKDJ. 4th down and about 2 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. Colts are in an I formation. They're in a 5-man front. We give it to Jake Mitchell right off left tackle, and Jake Mitchell's into the secondary and fights inside the 25-yard line. Down to about the 24. Good lead blocking by the Lee Academy Colt offensive line. Colts are in an I formation. They're in a 5-man front. We give it to Jake Mitchell right off left tackle, and Jake Mitchell's into the secondary and fights inside the 25-yard line. Down to about the 24. Good lead blocking by the Lee Academy Colt offensive line. And Jake Mitchell, seeing his first action at tailback this year, gets good first down yardage inside of Oak Hill's 25 to the 23.
Jake Mitchell, a sophomore here at Lee Academy, showing some good running abilities.
Timeout on behalf of the officials.
Is this a water timeout?
This must be the water timeout. We're going to pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football on WKDJ. First down and 10 yards to go, 4:23 to go in the football game. Out of the I formation, sophomore quarterback Wynn Cox hands it to Jake Mitchell, and Jake Mitchell runs inside the 20 down to about the 19-yard line. Gain of about 4 on the play, second down and 6 yards to go. Clock is moving with 4 minutes to go. Sorry, Rich.
That's all right. I was just going to give the time. Jake Mitchell just a moment ago showing a burst of speed that made his father famous, Bob Mitchell, Jr.
Wide receiver right, wide receiver left for the Colts. Wynn Cox has his backs in an I formation. We give it to Jake Mitchell again. Jake Mitchell fights inside the 15-yard line, down to about the 12-yard line before he's knocked down. Good bit of running by Jake Mitchell, number 85 for the Lee Academy Colts.
Pick up at 9 yards on the play, going to bring up second down and third down and 1 from the 14-yard line of the Oak Hill Raiders.
Brett Solavila, along with Jeffrey Clark, check into the football game.
And they step into it
also. Michael Fondren, I think, is playing fullback for the Lee Academy Colts now, as we've gotten Kevin Dooley out of the game. Nope, it's not Fondren. It's Benny Matthews at fullback for the Lee Academy Colts. Benny Matthews at fullback. Jake Mitchell is at tailback. Wynn Cox is at quarterback. We're going to run a fake to Jake Mitchell, and Wynn Cox is going to score a touchdown. Sophomore quarterback Wynn Cox has completed his first pass as a Lee Academy varsity Colt and scored his first touchdown as a Matthews at fullback. Jake Mitchell is at tailback. Wynn Cox is at quarterback. We're going to run a fake to Jake Mitchell, and Wynn Cox is going to score a touchdown. Sophomore quarterback Wynn Cox has completed his first pass as a Lee Academy varsity Colt and scored his first touchdown as a Lee Academy varsity Colt. And Lee Academy leads 40-17 with 2:52 to go in the football game.
Well, Wynn Cox just taking the ball and faking at that time to Jake Mitchell and run it 3 times in a row, just going toward the near sidelines and going right up the sidelines into the end zone.
Spencer Foy will attempt the extra point. Taylor Howell will hold. Graydon Flowers will snap. High snap. And Spencer Foy is going to pick it up back at about the 30. Spencer Foy looking for some running room. Runs inside the 15-yard line, fights, breaks a tackle, and is going to be tackled at the 1, but there's a flag on the play.
I'll tell you what, Spencer Foy ought to look at the track team and the hurdles there.
High snap. And Spencer Foy is going to pick it up back at about the 30. Spencer Foy looking for some running room. Runs inside the 15-yard line, fights, breaks a tackle, and is going to be tackled at the 1, but there's a flag on the play.
I'll tell you what, Spencer Foy ought to look at the track team and the hurdles there. That was a pretty good hurdle he just put on one of the Raiders.
Let's see what the call is.
Looks like the call is going to be against Oak Hill.
It's declined, so we're not going to make them 40-14 is the score. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football on WKDJ. Ball up at the 40. Donahue and Lasky will be deep to receive. Colts lead 40-14 with 2:52 to go in the football game. A Awaiting the referee's whistle. Spencer Foy has it teed up. There's a kick. It's going to be fielded by Lasky and fumbled. He runs back to the 6-yard line to get it, and he's in a lot of trouble. Colts knock him down. Number 58, Sparky Luster, knocks him down inside the 15-yard line. There's a kick. It's going to be fielded by Lasky and fumbled. He runs back to the 6-yard line to get it, and he's in a lot of trouble. Colts knock him down. Number 58, Sparky Luster, knocks him down inside the 15-yard line, down at about the 11, but there's a late flag on the play, and I believe the Colts are going to be guilty of a late hit.
Going to be a personal foul against the Colts. It's going to move the ball 15 yards upfield.
Personal foul against the Lee Academy Colts. That'll be a 15-yard step off from the 14-yard line, which will put it at the 29.
Penalties against Lee Academy.
40-14 is the score. Football game that has not been that close. See Philip Antisi down there, Rich, with his shoulder pads off. I don't know. He suffered from a broken collarbone earlier in the year. We'll have to wait and see what's wrong with Philip. Oak Hill takes over first down and 10 yards to go from their own 29. 2:43 to go in the football game. Timeout is called by the Lee Academy Colts. Timeout is on the field. We're going to pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football on WKDJ. On first down and 10 yards to go, Oak Hill Academy tries to run a sweep to the left-hand side, and Jones Luster out there did a good job from his right defensive end position and knocked the runner down. Colts have gone into a 6-man front, Rich. They just think that Oak Hill's going to run the football every time.
Pick up a 4 yards on the play. It's going to be second down, and 6. Looks like it's a long 6. Ball sitting at about the 34-yard line of the Raiders.
Clock is moving with 2:09 to go in the football game. Straight handoff to Donahue. Donahue breaks a tackle in the secondary, and Brent Donahue is going to go the distance. Donahue is going to take it 67 yards for a touchdown and make it 40-20. And as they get their kick team into the football game to attempt the 21st point, .152 to go in the football game. Colts on top 40-20. Number 22, Freeman, will attempt the extra point for Oak Hill Academy. Snap is back, it's good. The kick is up, and it's going to be blocked, no good. 40-20 is our score. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football on WKDJ. Hands team into the football game, expecting an onside kick from Oak Hill Academy. And number 82, Gaskin, has it teed up at the 40, awaiting the referee's whistle. He blows it and says, come on, let's go. Gaskin kicks an onside kick that's going to be recovered by the Lee Academy Colts, it looks like. Back at about our own 43-yard line, number 8, looks like it might have been Jake Mitchell that got it, Rich.
Well, that's who the PA is going to give